he in there? I already got it.
I need everybody to sit quietly on the blocks, okay? Sit quietly on the blocks. Sit quietly on the blocks, please. Good job, everyone. Mark. All right, if you're ready to go play laser tag, say me. Okay, Mark, come up to the front. Come here, birthday boy. And once again, I need everyone to make one straight line behind him. Come here. Everyone needs to line up behind Mark so we can go inside and do our best. Yeah.
There you go. That's how you shoot.
Don't shoot me.
Let's see if I'll make some better
I don't think it started yet. You gotta wait till the game starts, okay?
Tyler, do you want to explain the rules before they go in?
You look like a superhero.
Hey, are you ready? You gonna pwn? Hi everyone. Unfortunately, my video got kicked back for copyright infringement. While they're playing laser tag, there's music playing in the background, and the detection system on YouTube scans it, and whoa, there's music, and that's of course the reason anybody would be watching my video. Yes. Right. In any case, obviously this copyright thing needs to be reviewed. It's silly. I mean, I understand protecting intellectual property and such, but you know, background music in a home video, come on, that's just ridiculous. But whatever. Anyway, so it detected it and it flagged it, so I had to take it down, and now you have to listen to me, which is just well, it's actually not so bad because I get to leave a secret message. Yeah, super secret messages embedded in the videos. First of all, there's not very many people who will watch this far into the video. You know, Ethan may watch this far into the video and get to hear my super secret message to him down the road. It's very possible. And it's actually a rather private super secret message because nobody else is actually going to watch the video this far. So, what sort of super secret message should I leave? Well, I guess, you know, he's 5 years old. You're 5 now, Ethan. And I just want you to know that your papa, dang, working in these training. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm in a less than wonderful neighborhood here. Anyway, So, I'm sorry for the interruption, bud. Your papa loves you very much. If I could change anything on you, I would. You're perfect. It's absolutely wouldn't change anything. If I could go back in time, there's a million things I would do different in my life. But one of them is not changing you or not having. I would do anything. It's the best thing I've done is created you. I certainly hope you don't grow up to be the BTK killer and everybody looks back on this and says, "Oh, look at you." But hopefully that doesn't happen. God, that would be terrible. Anyway, no, I mean, if I could go back, I would change a lot of things. I would have probably gone to medical school instead of partying. I would have not gotten a whole bunch of traffic tickets and maybe gone to flight school and been a pilot. Oh my God, I was just bad decision after bad decision, little feller. And that's what you got to avoid in life is making bad decisions. Hindsight's not going to help you. Looking back on it later and saying, "Oh, I should have did this." But one thing I would not change in a million years is having you. You're the best little boy in the whole world, and you make me very happy. I love seeing you and hugging you and hanging out with you. So, that said, I have 14 minutes I have to fill on this thing, which is quite a bit of oratory I get to bore you with, if you've gotten this far. If not, well, such is life. I think you'll listen to it perhaps one day. Anyway, let's see. So what can I talk about? I mean, assuming that, one day I'm going to probably get hit by an asteroid or something and I won't be here. So you might go back and say, "Geez, what was my papa thinking? What do we think about stuff? What's my papa like?" Because, I wonder that about my dad. He'd if he left me super secret messages. So what is your papa like? Well, let's see. I'll talk about a particular subject, something that took me forever to figure out. Perhaps I can explain it to you so you don't make any mistakes. And it's politics. Like, what's the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans and the liberals and the conservatives? A lot of people knee-jerk, what their parents used to vote for. It's I want to be a part of something and just I'm a Democrat. Why? I don't know why. Durr. Well, first of all, you always should look it up. Educate yourself. Figure out what it is. But, it's weird when you punch it in Google's Democrats. And it's like hard to find out what is the difference between them. Well, there's some basic differences, that are supposed to exist. I don't know if they really exist or not. But, the Democrats believe in larger government. What does that mean? They want more people working in the government. They want the government to tax more, and they want to spend more. They think that's a good economy. It brings us closer to something called socialism, where everybody's getting the same amount of money, kind of. Spread the money around. I mean, that's their idea. A lot of people say, the Republicans specifically say, that in fact they buy votes with that money. They use the tax money to buy votes. That's why they want more people to come into the country, because those people are often their constituents, the people that they give free things to. The Republicans aren't big fans of giving out free stuff to people. The Republicans, on the other hand, think people should earn it, and that they won't say this, but they believe that some people have to fail in order for other people to work harder, which is actually, in my opinion, true. Unfortunately, if there's no possibility for failure, human nature is to be lazy and not work hard. And that's why government doesn't always do things very well. Some stuff government does okay, but more often than not, if you let government handle it, it's going to be a giant line, a mess, because the people they don't have anybody to answer to. You can't fire them. You can't go use somebody else. At the driver's license bureau, you're stuck with that bureaucrat who has to have 4 brakes, and so that's the Democrats. Some of them actually have good intentions. They see a guy on the side of the road and he's had hard times or whatever. They want to help him. But and the Republicans believe that private sector should help, with churches and people giving and so forth like that. But you have to be careful, just like you don't want to feed raccoons, who will keep coming back in your yard and keep breeding, and they'll be very prosperous for a while, but after a while you won't be able to sustain them anymore. So, that's why I disagree with that, unfortunately. I don't think it's a good idea to be giving tons of free stuff to people, because I think it breeds laziness, and people aren't going to want to work, and they don't have drive. If the possibility of failure has to exist for people to work hard. And a good example of that is people whose parents, 40-year-old guys that live with their mom. The mom says, "Oh, you can always come live with me," and they know it. So they don't try hard. They don't have the fear that if they fail, they're going to be living on the street. And that's an incredible drive for somebody to work hard and do the right thing. And we can't take that away from people by just handing out free stuff. And that's what you're seeing, unfortunately, is a lot of free stuff being handed out. So that's the difference. The Democrats believe that handing out free stuff is good, and their intention is okay. I just don't think that we agree on the result, which is lazy people, unfortunately. And some of them will say, "Well, these people can't work," and I don't know if I believe that. Now that said, you got to watch out about the Republicans. The pure capitalism is, some would say, evil, because it's a sociopath. It's a machine, and it's driven by greed, which in its essence is evil. You look at pure capitalists that crush you for a dime, and the Republicans, they want that. I think they want unfettered capitalism. The problem with that is unfettered capitalism will breed a society with super rich, very few super rich, and a whole bunch of peasants. So you got to find kind of an in-between thing. That's a good thing about unions. Unions were there to protect the workers from the unfettered capitalism. But the unions got a little bit out of control, which is why our car companies collapsed. Unfortunately, now the only unions that have any power are for government employees. The employees that least need a union is the government employees, who already have, I hate to say it, but rather easy jobs compared to the private sector. The private sector, those people work, they have to answer to the almighty dollar and their boss that, is making sure that they work hard. And the government employees, not so much. But yet they have the most powerful unions. So something went wrong there, and I don't know what. But for some reason, those are the unions that are kicking, while the corporate worker unions are failing. And I don't have an answer, because that's the answer to capitalism, protecting the worker and making sure the worker isn't crushed underfoot, is the unions. And So that's the balance is a good thing between the Democrats and the Republicans. You know, it's I think if one gets a little bit too powerful, though, we'll start having problems. You know, if Democrats have too much power, we'll have too many people laying around doing nothing, and our productivity will go down. If the Republicans have too much power, well, we'll have a lot of productivity, but you know, all the peasants will be, you know, driven into the ground working 80 hours a week for, you know, a McDonald's sandwich. So we got to catch an in between, and perhaps in another super secret message, I will try to come up with what I think might work to fix a dilemma. I am, however, running out of time. I have a little bit less than a minute left on my message to you. I hope it helped. I mean, at least now you know what I think. Now, who do I vote for? Well, you know, I look at each candidate and what I think they believe and what they're going to accomplish and do. You know, you got to make that choice. You got to do some research. I'm leaning Republican right now because I think the Democrats did a little bit too much. There's a lot of people out there getting free stuff right now. And I watch them every day. And they sit there and do nothing. You know, they drive around with their handicap sticker or something, you know, and they're not really handicapped. Oh, my time is up. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, don't be mean. No, that's Matthias. You can't garden it.